got some questions for you. I'm
Yeah,
ready
fire
to.
away. Are you
All
guys ready
right.
to start?
Yes, I'm ready to start.
All right, fire
So,
away.
so I was reading up on the reforms a little bit. What are you hoping for with these reforms?
I think the biggest thing that we're looking for is transparency and accountability. It was just absolutely wrong that that information was kept from the public all those years. That's not right. We have to make sure that we're complying with the law. And one of the ways you build confidence in the programs that you have and you administer for kids is that you're honest with the public. And that's what we're going to make sure we are. And that's why we changed the policy from what happened in the past. So now there's going to be that added transparency, and that's good for kids. That's good for the public. We also want to make sure there's accountability. You have to be able to look and see the information. That's why we have a new portal on the website. You're going to be able to track all the information in real time. That makes all the difference in the world. We're also doing a lot more training for our supervisors. That's critical because you want to make sure that you're monitoring your case file, but you're also training the people that are day to day in the field doing the really tough work, looking out for the kids within our child welfare system. So I'm hopeful that those things are going to make a real difference. But I emphasize these are first steps because this is a problem that's been going on for a long, long time. It's not going to change overnight.
And so, when do these take effect?
Well, they're in effect now. So there are obviously pieces that we're working on that may take some time. So, for example, the training started in March and that's going on, and people are still finishing that up. I'd mentioned early June. So people will all be trained. About 587 people will have been trained in a short period of time. But the goal is to institute these changes immediately. And then there are some that are going to take a little bit longer. Some of the longer term fixes will come, especially as we analyze all the feedback from the 8 listening sessions that we had. That was a critical way that we were able to make meaningful progress for our state. You listen to the people that are most affected by the problem. We went around the state. We had 8 listening sessions in all different regions of the state, and we learned of the myriad of problems that exist across West Virginia. Now we're taking some of that information to try to make sure that we protect our kids. Kids are our most valuable interest, and we have to make sure we're always looking out for them.
And I know you've issued a lot of reforms, but is there anything else that you're looking to reform within the system?
Well, we have a lot more work to do with respect to child welfare. There have been a lot of problems that I've inherited that we want to fix. We know that there are a lot of kids right now that live outside the state. 6,000 kids overall. We have hundreds of kids that are operating outside of West Virginia. I think that's a crying shame, and we have to work to change it. But that's not something that can happen overnight. It took years to fall into that abyss. Now we have to change it. And that's the kind of thing that we're working on. But that's why I'm saying this is a first step, but there's more transparency, there's more accountability, there's more training, and we hope that's going to lead to better outcomes for our kids.
And what inspired you to tackle this in a different way?
Look, I think that my job is to do the best things that positions the state well for the future. We have to move the needle on rankings. And child welfare certainly needed a lot of work, and people didn't wrestle with it in the past. I want to make sure we do, because if there are real problems that need to be resolved, we know the legislature is interested in it. Now you have an executive that wants to deal with it as well. I've been very fortunate. We prioritized this when I hired our human services secretary. He cares a lot about the kids. So we're trying to build a team. That's what this is all about. It's a team approach. It takes folks in the executive branch. It takes folks within the legislature. It takes people within the provider community and the advocacy community, everyone across the board to come together to make a real difference to improve the child welfare system in our state.
And why do you think it is so important to be transparent about the foster care system?
Well, because our kids deserve it. The public deserves it, right? You know, you shouldn't just hide big facts because people are running for election. That's nonsense, right? You have to make sure that you're doing the right thing and that you're letting people know what's going on. There are tough problems facing the state, and a lot of times people don't want to talk about it. It might not be as popular, right? And we've seen that, right? People only focus on what will make them popular. We need to make sure that we're actually solving the problems that are going to help our kids and help our state. That's really, really critical. And I know that's the approach we're trying to take.
And do you think you'll have maybe kind of like a review to follow up with how the changes are going?
We will. We're going to be updating people, and we're going to have more announcements flowing from our listening sessions and from some of the other initiatives that we'll be rolling out. We're still taking a comprehensive review of the child welfare system in West Virginia. That's going to take some time, but we're on the case. We're working very hard.
Okay, Governor Morrisey, is there anything else you'd like to add that maybe I didn't touch
No,
on?
it's nice to talk to you again, even though I can't physically see you. It's good to connect again. I hope you're doing well, and hopefully we'll
Yeah.
have a chance to see you the next time I come up through Parkersburg.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're very busy, so thank you.
Yeah, and congrats on your success up at TAP.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Good. Take care.
You too. Thanks. Bye.